Today, I'm answering your most burning parenting questions. If you are a parent who wants to transition from traditional parenting, maybe from yelling and spanking and timeout, and want to do more respectful approach, if you deal with things personally, and if you want me to answer your questions directly, I have my community here live on Instagram, and I already told them to type their questions, and I'm going to be basically answering their questions for the next 10 minutes. If you are new to me, hello, my name is Marcela Collier. I'm a parenting coach and the founder of HIC Parenting Education Agency. My team of coaches and I have helped 14,151 clients and customers break free from their reactivity, bring peace to their parenting, and raise emotionally healthy children. If you want to feel more at peace in your parenting, and raise an emotionally healthy child, subscribe to my channel because every week you get new content to help you with this. Okay, so let's start answering these questions. I have them here. Let's see. My child is about to turn 2. She's starting to throw tantrums. What should I do to regulate myself and keep calm and help my child? To regulate myself, keep calm, and help my child. And this is a father, I believe. I love it. Okay, so first of all, Roberto, I think that's your name. The first thing that I notice here is that he is a mature parent, because his question is not, how do I get my child to stop crying and tantruming? His question is from self-responsibility. What can I do so I help myself, so I take ownership of my own emotions and behaviors, so I could help my child? So that's the very first thing that I notice. He is a self-aware parent and he is a mature parent. So his child is about to turn 2. So he has a very young toddler. And yes, very young toddlers throw tantrums because their brain is not fully developed and they have a lot of new emotions. Research has shown that 2-year-olds start feeling new emotions they have not experienced before, like embarrassment, shame, envy. I think guilt is the other new one. There are a few new emotions for this really young body, and they don't know what it means. They don't know, this is new to me. It feels overwhelming to them, and that's why they throw a tantrum. Plus, they have really low levels of tolerance to frustration. So the first thing that helps us keep our calm is to understand where our children are developmentally. If we know our children are not trying to give us a hard time, but they're truly having a hard time themselves, then that itself helps us. Now, the second thing that could help us is if our mood meter, I call it that way, or like our regulation, our levels of stress are leveled. Let me explain this. When we don't have awareness over our body cues, we could go on our day not really paying attention to how we are feeling until our child is throwing a tantrum at the dinner table, and we had enough, and then we yell. When we can have body awareness and understand that throughout the day, checking with ourselves of how I feel right now. Okay, I feel a little stressed. Okay, I feel like a little overstretched. I'm going to take active breaks. I'm going to take deep breaths. If we are working actively in regulating our emotions and our nervous system throughout the day, when our children need us, we are not depleted. We are not in zero. We are not in E. We have a little bit left in our tank to give to our children. Okay, once we are helping our children, helps to co-regulate with them. So co-regulation is not necessarily us being so calm, the Zen parent who doesn't get upset because that's an unrealistic expectation. We could feel the emotion with our child, but it's us actively helping ourselves while we help our children. So at that moment, we could be modeling what helps us regulate. So it could be taking deep breaths, it could be going outside and taking an outside break with our tantruming kid, or it could be fidgeting, running our hands under cold water, putting packs on our necks, reminding ourselves that we are safe, that our children are safe. They're just very uncomfortable and crying, and we are uncomfortable and crying because our brains tricks us into believing that if we are feeling uncomfortable and our children are feeling uncomfortable, then that's an emergency, then that's not safe, and that's when we spiral in overwhelm trying to get them to stop crying. So my recommendation, Robertito, is to find ways to, number one, regulate your nervous system throughout the day before you get to that place of overwhelm. So you have your left in your tank for your child. And number two, to co-regulate with him. You helping yourself while you help your child. Okay, I think I saw there. My daughter, who is 5, is so scared to try new things and gets frustrated when she can't do something immediately. How can I help her? She's okay. I see two things here. She's scared of trying new things, and I see that when she gets frustrated, she gets frustrated when she cannot do something immediately. Number one, it makes sense why 5-year-olds get frustrated when they cannot do something immediately. It's developmentally appropriate because delayed gratification is an executive functioning skill that is not developed yet in a 5-year-old brain. That comes later in their development. So she doesn't have delayed gratification skills. And there is not really a way of you to say, hey, just be patient, because she won't be patient. So it's from that understanding of she's not going to have patience. She's not going to wait. She would not want to wait, and she's going to feel really frustrated. Now we have that. How can we help her through that? Not to get out of the frustration, but to be with her through the frustration, through the tears. Example, you are with her in the car, and then she's asking you to do something for her. And of course, she has to wait because you are driving. And then she starts crying, and yelling. Well, she's going to have to wait, and she's going to have to wait in a lot of frustration because she doesn't have delayed gratification skills. How can we go through that with them? By validating their emotions. I know it's hard for you to wait. Mom is helping you wait while we are driving. Mom is going to help you wait and remain safe. So right now, we are focusing on safety by mommy focusing on the road. So it is just that, not trying to fix their feeling, not trying to even make it better for them. Is just being with them through whatever feeling they're having at that moment. Okay, I'm going to answer one last question. My 1-year-old yells for everything. How can I help him with this? When you say he yells for everything, he yells if he's happy. Does he yell if he's happy? Does he yell if he's calm? Does he yell if he's frustrated? Does he yell if he's sad? When you say he yells for everything, is it really everything that he's yelling? Hey, buenas tardes. Is it really everything? And that's the one thing that I want to start with. A lot of the times we are in all or nothing thinking. Everything or nothing, always or never. My child always has a tantrum. My child never listens. So when we are in that all or nothing thinking, it's hard for us to see the times that when our children are actually doing a good job. I like to challenge my clients in that sense. When you say everything, never, always, is it really everything, never, and always? The second thing, it makes sense why he might be yelling because he's one. He doesn't have the language to communicate. Just imagine you not having the language to communicate all your feelings. What would you do? I think I would be yelling too. What would I do with a 1-year-old? I will translate to him what he's feeling. Oh, I see that you are so frustrated that square peg is not fitting in that round hole. I get it. So he starts finding meaning to his experience. So he starts putting name to his experience. That's what I would do. It's not about stopping the yelling, because we cannot stop our children from using their mouth. You know what I mean? Like, we cannot control what comes in or out our children's mouth. If they decide to yell, that's out of our control. But what we can do is guide them through so they have better skills and better understanding of themselves and their emotions. So I answer 3 questions. I hope they helped you. If they did help you and it could help another parent friend, share this video. Share it right now. Click the share button, share the live, share the video with one parent that could be helped by the things that were discussed today. If you are like Marcela, I need more help, lose my control, my temper all the time, and I don't want to keep doing that, I have an invitation for you. I have a free class where I teach you the system to break free from reactivity, bring peace to your parenting, and raise an emotionally healthy child. This is the same system that 14,151 of our clients have, and I wanted to share with you in a free class. To access this free class, all you have to do is go to hicparenting.com, or is here on top of the description or below in the description box of this video. Remember that it only takes understanding of yourself and of your children's needs to transform your parenting. That's Parenting with Understanding. I'll see you next time.